All right, so we had to let it soak. This is where a good penetrating oil makes a big difference. We had to let it soak into here, and then we still had to use the BFH to get it out on this 580. You're gonna mushroom the end. So like I said, in our situation, we had opted out to replace the cylinder given the age and then given the difficulty it is to get to the tractor when it's on the ranch. And then you don't want to be making parts runs back and forth. Here's the other side. It just sits in there. The only thing that holds it is those 4 bolts, but you got to beat on it. So we opted out for the cylinder because we found it pretty economical from Broken Tractor out of Louisiana. And not only that, you know, it's a steering cylinder. There it is right there. You can tell where we were beating on it with a hammer to get it out. And sometimes you can rebuild these and take a chance. If you do, all you got to do is just undo the 4 bolts and pull on the rod and it'll all come out, and you just got to do these. This will stay stationary and you can reseal it. Seems like it's a pretty easy job once you get the tire rods off and out of the way. But my thing is, given the fact that it's already over 20 something years old, the wear we're gonna have here is gonna be there. The wear on the rod's gonna be there. So we just decided to go ahead for 550 bucks, and it'll probably be the last time we ever touch it, because it doesn't work 12-15 hours every day, 6 days a week like it used to. Now it just sits at the ranch and it runs maybe 12 hours a week. There's a new one, but I do want to show you. You can see the rust bands where this thing was just rusted in place compared to the new one, right? So this is where having a good quality oil, penetrating oil, and for me, this is the best. This is the best penetrating oil for a situation like this. We let it soak and we tried it, and then we let it soak and we tried it. You can put heat, but it sits so close to the differential. I didn't want to put too much heat and then maybe screw something up, you know, different pinion seal or something, or cook the oil. You know, you just never know. Anyway, we were taking our time, but this is the best stuff for these types of, you know, 20 something years worth of rust. So all you gotta do is just hit it, and once you get it moving, be sure and radius this down to make it straight, because you are going to have a little bit of a taper from where you've been banging on it. Other than that, it should come out. That and a good hammer, and give yourself plenty of room to swing. If you can, use the bucket to raise it, block it under the counterweight. Make sure you got some good blocking. I decided not to have the wheels in the air because the axle pivots. Then you got to support the axle, and it gets involved. So I left it on the ground, and I just positioned myself as best as I could, and then just whacked on it. You could get a long bar, take the wheel off, and then just drive it that way too. Anyway, 580 Super L steering cylinder removed.